Hey, did you know within the first year of starting a photography business, 60% of photographers give up? In the second year of business, another 25% of photographers throw in the towel because they lack the clear strategies to effectively market themselves, to book clients consistently, and to turn a profit. Zig Ziglar said, if you're not willing to learn, no one can help you. If you're determined to learn, no one can stop you. Today's commercial-free episode is brought to you by our members. Hit the join button, by the way, to access my special submissions folder, which allows you on Discord to have your photographs reviewed by me. I'm a 30-year pro. I've almost 100 members participating in live shows this way. I'd love to have you as part of this amazing Cardi crew. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Behind the Picture. Today, we are unpacking the roadmap that every emerging, budding, new photographer should consider, and I'm gonna mix in my own experiences. From picking up a camera first when I was in high school, to running a photography studio, to having a full-time photography business. Today, I'm going to take you through the trials, the lessons, and the triumphs on my photography journey, as well as giving you a little bit of a roadmap to help you on yours. So, I hope you're charged. I hope you're ready. Let's talk about number one. Number one, and how we all start with photography is the pure love, the pure passion of capturing moments. For me, that started at 14 during high school. But whether you're starting at 14 or 40 years old, it's the spark that matters. It's the passion for the craft of photography that matters. For me, I started when I was 14. My dad bought a camera. He didn't know how to use it. I showed him how to turn it on, take off the lens, load the film, advance it, focus, and I had never touched a camera before. But I didn't think anything of it. I snapped a couple of shots. I passed my dad the camera, and then a week later, he got the film developed. He brought the film home, and he's like, hey, Steven, these are these shots that you took. And when I saw them as a 100% accurate representation as to what I pointed at and took pictures, my brother, who is a incredible fine art painter and would spend weeks and months perfecting his photorealistic painting, I was doing in a 1/25th of a second. I'm like, my brother's silly for taking so much time with his art. It was a place for me to express myself creatively. And I was 14, but it doesn't matter whether you were 14 when you started like me, or you were 40 or 50 or 60. It doesn't matter what age you start photography. The thing that's most important is your passion for the craft. Beginners, by the way, often get tied up in equipment. They're always thinking, oh, if I just had this lens, if I just had this camera, then I would really be able to be a photographer. But really, minimal equipment, minimal gear, great idea makes you a photographer. So that initial spark, that passion, my God, if you're not into photography, if you're just kind of doing it, if you're just kind of mailing it in, come on now. If you're shooting with the lens cap on. Welcome, by the way. If you're watching live, thank you. Today's episode, as I mentioned earlier, is brought to you by our members. This is a commercial-free episode because the people in chat that you see with a crown next to their name is making it so you can watch this commercial-free. If you'd like to be a member, hit that join button. All right, so let's talk a little bit about the learning curve. Oh, look at that. I'm reflecting myself perfectly in the back of my screen. Epic. All right, let's talk a little bit about the learning curve. Photography is all about trial and error. And I think a thing that many photographers forget is trial and error. How many photographers that I know that actually shoot, click a picture, and they're like, I got it. Oh my God, for real? You have it? You got it after one frame? Holy shit, you must be better than Alan Schaller, Albert Weston, Herb Ritz, like Ansel Adams, and definitely you're better than Steve Cardy. Because for me, I take 100 shots to get one shot that I consider something worthy of showing. A one frame is not even in my head worth considering a final photo. A one frame. I shoot hundreds of pictures. At minimum, I shoot 20 frames in order to give me a selection of 5 incredible photos that I can then choose one. New photographers are afraid to make mistakes, therefore they don't shoot actually enough. Even worse, new photographers think that they know it all. They think, I'm so good. They don't look through the viewfinder. They shoot like they're shooting with their iPhone. Got it. You know, and it's like, I've crafted a life since I was like from age 14 to 19. I was working on my craft and learning about processing and exposure and focus and great ideas and finding my niche for 5 years. Like, photographers just pick up the camera and they're like, yeah, I'm a photographer now. Like, wow. Wow. Trial and error, making mistakes is part of learning. Like, do you want to talk about the rolls of film that I wasted? Let's talk about a roll of film for my Hasselblad. This is not a Hasselblad, this is a brownie, but my Hasselblad is put away, locked in my safe, so you can't see it at the moment. But shooting a roll of film costs like $50. It costs like $20 for the roll of film, $10 for the processing, money for the contact sheet. So it cost money to actually trial and error. It costs money to learn. Every out of focus picture, oh my God. Do you understand how digital photography has been a revolution for photography, but also it's been a detriment because people don't care enough about the frames. They don't care enough about click, 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 click. Like, just what? Oh my God, care about the frames. The frames is all we have, actually. Oh my God, trial and error. Making mistakes is part of learning. I wasted tens of thousands of hundreds of thousands of dollars in shooting film in the early, from like say age 14 until 34 when I switched over to shooting digital. The amount of film I shot versus how many was the final picture. Oh my God. Trial and error is part of learning. Making mistakes is part of learning. And also taking courses and doing workshops. The fact that you're here watching this channel makes it seem to me that you're trying to get better at photography, that you're trying to find all the resources that you can to actually get better at photography. Formal education can give you a solid foundation, of course, to your photography journey, but it's not always necessary. For some people, that formal education, they need structure. They need like the constant, like, you're being like, what's my word? Oh my God. You're having to, you're getting checked in, you're getting critiqued, you're constantly having someone who's holding you accountable. Accountability is the word that I'm looking for. Oh my God, this is what happens when you use live as a format to deliver your education. Formal education can give you a solid foundation, but self-learning, YouTube, like your own courses that you buy, workshops that you take, these things are all part of formal education. I'm creating a sort of structured formal education for you right here on YouTube. So after high school, I took a year off. And believe me, during high school, I really excelled with my photography. And after high school, I wanted to even, like, I was so shy. I wanted to break out of my shyness. So I took a year off and worked in a camera store so I would learn how to talk to strangers. I was so bad at talking to strangers. So I went to a camera store every day and stood on the other side of the counter and took film and signed out in photo finishing. And then people used to say, I want to buy a camera. And I was like, oh my God, let me talk to you about cameras, because I got to play with cameras every day. Then the cameras that I was playing with at one camera store weren't pro enough. And I wanted to work at a camera store that had pro stuff. That's when I saw Leica for the first time. That's when I touched a Hasselblad for the first time, when I worked at this pro store. And that really helped me handle the cameras, because when I wasn't working, I was looking to see how to change the focus points and how to change the lenses and how to like change the battery. And like, I was doing all of this stuff when customers weren't in the store. When customers weren't in the store, I went straight to like playing with my camera, playing with cameras I didn't own or couldn't afford. But if you have a camera and your spare time is not spent playing with your tools, like, learn your tools. This is your gun. This will save your life and make you $1 million. Telling you, your camera is so important. Learn that shit. So my formal education came from photography school, which I went to, which was Ryerson. It's now called Toronto Metropolitan University, but it was called Ryerson back in the day. And that formal education like helped me understand the technical side of photography, because I really thought that I was good technically, but I sucked. I had no idea. But the technical side of photography really came to me in photography school, the history of photography and the masters of photography. I learned about the masters. I believe not enough emerging new photographers look backwards at the history of photography to learn about where the craft came from, where photography started, what photographers were doing 50 years ago. Do you have a clue what they were doing before Photoshop, before digital? Do you know what they were doing even before that? They were getting glass and they were literally inventing their own chemical solution to make light-sensitive material. And they were painting that light-sensitive material on the glass. And they were keeping that glass now protected from light, and then hiking like Ansel Adams into Yosemite Valley, and then carefully loading glass negatives into a camera that was 11 inches by 14 inches, like a camera that you needed like 3 helpers to move. Photography is so easy now, but we take it for granted. We take for granted how easy it is to make photos, but do we love the craft enough to do the trial and error, to do the learning curve? Or like 60% of people who are getting into photography business just give up in the first year, or the 25% who give up the second year. So when we're trying to transition from hobby to business, you gotta imagine your first paid gig is a milestone. Like, my first paid gig was when I was 19 years old. I got paid to take pictures of a professional model. I was 19. The first time that I made $1 with my camera. I was 19. The first time I saw my photo published in a magazine. 19. That taste of the professional world, seeing my photo by Steve Carty. Oh my God, are you kidding me? I was 19. Do you think that that's not going to really inspire you to like do so? Unfortunately, not enough of us have those kinds of accolades. It's not being published. Our accolades come from Instagram, where the people who are double tapping and scrolling through might not be photo editors, designers, art directors. They're likely just your friends. They're just likely other people who see your pictures on a scroll. They don't have hiring power necessarily unless you're hyper targeting them. So your first paid gig is a milestone, but where we're looking for the accolades and the pats on the back shouldn't come from social media. We should be thinking about things that we can control, not things that we can't control. We can't control likes on social, but we can control our portfolio. We can control how much effort we put into our photography. Sometimes you need to step back a little bit in order to move forward. Sometimes we need to step back from social media in order to like really take a look at the work, what our feed looks like, what we're sharing, and look at our social media feed from the perspective of a stranger. Is that interesting? Is the photography like mind bending or meh, you know? Look at it from like step out of yourself. That's the thing with creatives. We're so sensitive and we're so attached to ego. Oh my God, he didn't like my picture. It's like, really? Really? We need to look inwards for strength and inner strength in here, not out here. What, like, I love when you do that. Not outside ourselves. Sometimes we need to take a step back to move 2 steps ahead. Early on, I would do a shoot for free to just blow someone away with the work that I had the potential to do. I would do it not for a discounted, like, oh, it's $50 to shoot. No, shoot for free. Eat it. Eat that cost to shoot that supermodel. Eat that cost to shoot that actor who literally just got that starring role in that new movie. Like, building your portfolio is about working at times for nothing in order to get that work that later on is going to get you 6 figures. But strategically knowing this is something to do for free because it's going to advance me, and this is not going to advance me at all. Me doing that for free helps the person that I'm shooting, and it doesn't help me at all. And learning how to differentiate between that helps them, me, not so much, and that helps me, and it helps them. And knowing the difference. Your portfolio is your calling card. It's your stepping stone. It's your legacy. And it's literally how you eat. So you got to be so strategic. And your portfolio, that's the thing that should keep you up at night, not Instagram. Look in, not out. So let's talk a little bit about carving your own niche. Through my journey, I experimented a lot, and I tried my hand at all kinds of different genres. You hear me talk about specializing so often, but know this, I didn't only shoot people when I started, and throughout my career, I haven't only shot people. I've shot products. I started as a fashion photographer. For those of you who don't know, like, people has been my thing, but I've shot shoes and eyewear and to be honest, through like 2017 and 2018 when cannabis became legal, a huge part of my business was shooting cannabis related content. In fact, I have a whole other business that is about shooting cannabis for legal grow operations because cannabis is federally legal in Canada. And I'm so good at photographing cannabis. I had been photographing cannabis lifestyle for the entire career since hip hop. And when cannabis became legal in this country and brands were looking for photographers who knew how to market cannabis, guess who was shooting absolutely everything? So if you go to my website and you look at my cannabis content, you'll see I have a whole other website. So it's about understanding that we kind of have to experiment and carve out our niche. Our niche isn't just as laid out as you've heard me say in the past: cars, weddings, babies, engagements, product. Like, I like looser-ish niches that follow my interests. I like bikes. I ride bicycles. So part of my niche is I created all fixed gear. In 2012, I was photographing people and their bicycles, and I was traveling around the world photographing people and their bicycles, and I created a brand, all fixed gear. And now, I mean, I have 17,000 followers on Instagram. I have apparel. I have like a bike sponsor. I literally have a bike brand that sends me bikes every year. And you notice I have my current bike and then my last bike behind that. I mean, we turn our passion into our niches. I have a cannabis niche. I have a bicycle niche. If you look at my website, you can see my cycling related photography. Like, I have a whole area on my website dedicated to fixed gear culture and bicycle culture. And because this is something that I love so much, it's something that I've made it part of my portfolio. And I get hired by brands to market their bicycles and bicycle lifestyle because I love it so much. I've traveled everywhere and photographed bicycles and the people that ride them. There's something to be said for taking your favorite things in life and turning them into your photography niche. It's a beautiful thing. So, carving out your niche involves some sort of experimentation, but it comes from here. What do you love? Are you a sports fanatic? Do you love baseball? Do you love skateboarding? Like, what is it as a photographer that also on your side thing, you also ride a one wheel or ride a skateboard or snowboard or have a dog? Like, what's the thing that you have going for you as well as your photography? And once you find your niche, your brand should reflect it. And that's tricky, but you know my love for bikes, you know my love for people, you know my love for hip hop lifestyle and music and acting and movies, and all of that stuff is bundled into my portfolio. It's bundled into who I actually am as a photographer. And all of those things that I mentioned, when you look through my portfolio, when I say, let's go, big brother Les, my brother is just mentioned. I just said my brother's name, and my brother says this as he restarts his membership: do what you love and the work will follow. Understand this. I'm 8 and I have a 16-year-old older brother. My brother's 8 years older than me. And my brother is the best artist in his school. He's like on scholarships and he's like a photorealistic painter. And I just look at I might cry actually if I start talking about this. Fuck. When I think about my brother, because he's been such a protector for me and has been such an inspiration. Grab this. Now I'm 10. My brother's 18. He graduates high school and he starts working right away for the best custom car painter. My brother worked at a time when like there was vans in the 70s and people would put airbrush, like these crazy warriors and all this airbrush art on cars. And my brother was a master of this, and he was the absolute best at 18, and I'm 10, and seeing my brother just like expand with his art. Know that at 14 now, my brother's 22. I discover photography, and I discover a thing that I love and I can become as good at as my brother is with his art. Fast forward to, I'm now 21 and my brother is 29, and my brother finds a studio for the two of us to work and do our art with. And the beginning of my career is with my brother as a painter. Gonna fucking cry. And me as a photographer. Now, fast forward 33 years. I'm 53 years old, okay? 53. My brother is 61. He still watches me. We still support each other. And it's beautiful. God damn it, Les. Appreciate you, bro. Thank you. Thank you, my guy. Thank you for resubscribing. I mean, updating your membership, making me cry on the air almost again for the like third time. Let's go. Junebug becomes a member. Let's go. Yo, you guys get the smoke. Thank you. Thank you.
New member.
Let's go. You guys get the smoke. I appreciate you. So, yes, little sidetrack, but my brother and I have always supported each other. And here we are, old fucks, and still doing it. Still both making a living from our art. It's a beautiful thing. So once you find your niche, your brand needs to reflect it. And knowing your love for a certain thing and attaching that to your photography is a beautiful way to resonate with your ideal client. Imagine a client found me and like, hey, we can't really pay you money, but we can pay you with bikes. Is it cool if we just send you a bike every year and you just take pictures and do it for social media? I'm like, yeah, it'd be okay. So yeah, I've had a bike sponsor for like literally 10 years. It's insane. Like 10 bikes. Mental. So let's talk a little bit about versatility and your niche. Depending on where you live, if you're a big city photographer, my suggestion is focusing on one niche. If you're a big city photographer, it's hard to be a generalist in New York. It's hard to be a generalist in LA or Miami, one of the big cities. If you're a newer shooter, by the way, and you're still trying to find your wings, or if you aren't getting traction in your current niche, I recommend being versatile and open to different ideas and angles related to your photography. And again, I mentioned how I secretly have this whole other cannabis website, this whole other photography business that, you know, only in the know would click here and see my cannabis website and see this whole other body of work where I do brand work for clients and showcase all kinds of different things like this for clients. Cannabis lifestyle, shot completely high end, from yoga and cannabis to lifestyle and cannabis to cycling and cannabis to photography and cannabis. So I get hired. Hey, look at this. Make marijuana illegal again. Like a Trump hat. How funny is that? So this is part of, and also girls and cannabis. So tattoos. So know that I shoot this stuff super well. And I created an entire an entire website around this because it scares some people away when it's on my main site. Cannabis saved my life too. So, when it comes to this and my niche, and by the way, you can see how absolutely high quality, it's not like I'm now mailing it in when I do this stuff. Like, look at how absolutely tailored this website is to clients who need cannabis content. Look at how absolutely tailored this website is to potential clients who need cannabis content. Look at if you have a grow facility. Like, this is all completely professional, laid out in such a way that you can clearly see that I understand, not just like, oh yeah, I smoke trees, but no, this is a business. And you can see that I treat my cannabis photography like a business. This is a full business. And this is Canada, by the way. This is how we do it up here. And then, of course, products. Again, I shoot products in secret. Nobody knows that I do this photography. But for this style of cannabis-related photography, it's completely relevant. Again, I don't talk about this photography. Nobody knows that I do this photography. But again, we find niches that fit us, not the other way around. That's how we can become the most successful with a niche, is we find niches that fit us. We don't try to bend ourselves to fit the niche, you know? Anyways, that's my cannabis website. So, as I was saying, depending on where you live, if you're a big city photographer, niche it down, baby. But it's okay to have a couple of different side things. Bikes and people. Okay, bikes alone, that's product photography. Yeah, I have a whole product photography business, but I hide it in my cycling photography and I hide it in my cannabis photography. So let's talk a little bit about overcoming challenges. We're going to face a fuck lot of rejection, okay? Like, this is something where I don't want you to get up in your feelings, but you just kind of need to know this. The rejection, the no's that you will face with your photography. I mean, I've told the story of the first time I showed my portfolio. And it's not this portfolio, by the way, because I was 19 the first time I showed my portfolio. I was 19, okay? But imagine the first time I showed my portfolio, I worked at the camera store, so I had like a shirt and tie, and like I basically was wearing a suit, and I had my portfolio, and I was sitting and waiting, and the agent comes out and she's like, yeah, can I help you? Noticing a 19-year-old kid wearing an ill-fitted suit, holding a book. She's like, can I help you? I stood up. I'm like, yes, I'm Steve Cardy. I'm a photographer. I shook her hand. She's like, oh, nice to meet you. And she did this. Watch. She did this. She went. Oh my God, this is great. And then she turned around and walked into the office where there was 14 other agents, models, and then I heard them roar laughing. Like roar laughing at my portfolio. And then she brought it back like, oh, wow, that was great. Here, thanks. We needed that today. And then she just turned around and walked away. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, that was the first time I showed my portfolio. Me. I'm still here. I'm a working photographer. And I stayed with it. Like, do you understand how many people that kind of traumatic rejection would literally just crumple them up in a ball, throw them? They'd need therapy. They'd have to have, like, you know, a full-on focus group to, like, talk them off the cliff. Like, it's like a suicidal moment as far as a photography career. But if you don't understand how to face rejection, every rejection is a chance to improve. I sucked. I just didn't know. I had never seen a portfolio before, but yet I thought I had one. I literally hadn't really even taken in like editorial, makeup, hairstyling, anything like that. I was shooting literally my friends next to their locker in high school. Before that was cool and poorly, with no lights and just, you know. Say hi to my guest dog. You're living the life of Riley over there, Tempo. Look at this dog. Holy. Look at him. Look at him. Like, for reals? For reals, dude? Are you comfortable? You comfy? You comfy? You comfy? Jesus. This guy. So, every rejection is a chance to improve. I've had my fair share, but they drove me to, like, get better. By the way, that same day that someone laughed me out of the office, I had an appointment in the afternoon, and I had the phone in my hand to cancel. Payphone, by the way, it was 1989. And I'm just like, fuck it, I'm gonna go. And I went to that second meeting. That woman looked at my portfolio. She saw one page and she's like, have you seen a portfolio before? And I'm like, And then as she kind of scrolled through a couple more pages, she's like, yeah, I need to show you what a portfolio looks like, because I can see that you really have a passion for being a photographer. I can see you really love it. And then she pulled open like a fashion book and she's like, here, this is Erica. This is her portfolio. And I opened and I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. And I suddenly realized that I sucked. I had no idea, but I'm like, oh my God. And I realized that I'd shown this portfolio in the morning. And that's why I got laughed out of the room, because I just hadn't seen a portfolio. And Celia took the time to show me books, to show me what books looked like, to show me the level of photography that was happening in Toronto. And she gave me 2 models to shoot. Now, she didn't have to do that, but she did. And when I came back with those photos, she was like, oh shit, with the right models and some idea as to what the target is, you actually made the photos. And Celia flooded me with models that entire year between high school and university at age... I'm so emotional today. I'm feeling like telling these stories, it brings me right back there. And I realize if it wasn't for Celia, I wouldn't have a career. If it wasn't for my brother, I wouldn't have a career. You know, there's so many things that happen to us that actually make our lives, but we don't know it. And if I didn't pick up the phone and make the meetings in the first place at 19, if I didn't actually like just do it, like I wouldn't have a career. Every rejection has a chance to help you improve. I've had my fair share. Whatever rejections, oh my God. Have you actually shown your portfolio to a magazine before? Have you gone to a newspaper, your local newspaper, your local weekly, and said like, hey, I'd love to shoot for your magazine? Have you submitted stuff to a contest? Have you done anything that would even make it so there's a possibility for you to be rejected? If the answer is no, Oh my God, get used to it. It's like stand-up comedy. You got to go on stage. You got to go on stage and do that mic time and eat a dick. Like, you have to. You need to do meetings with your portfolio and like be nervous and learn that process of how to do a meeting, how to talk about your photography, how to show your physical portfolio. Photographers don't even have physical books anymore. They don't even have books. Oh my God. Yeah, it's on my website. It's like, it's website and physical portfolio. It's social media and website and physical portfolio. You need a physical book. Come on. Like, even with technological advancements and evolution over my 33-year career, I still have a physical portfolio. You still want people to hold a book of photos. What feels better than holding a portfolio of your photography? What feels better than being like, hey, look at this? What feels better than that? Hey, look at this. What feels better? Hey, look at this. What feels better than having a physical portfolio of your photographs? Come on. What's even better is putting it together. The process of editing and determining what's valuable enough to actually go into a portfolio. Are you getting this? You getting this? You getting this? Yeah? You taking this in? Over my 33-year career, the tech transformations have been immense. I started shooting 35 millimeter and then Hasselblad. It was film. And the only advancements were the advancements in film. Then I moved to Miami. I get to Miami. I'm 22 years old, 23 years old. I learn in Miami, they shoot only slides. Only slides. There's no prints. There's no room for tolerance. It's E6 slide film. And literally, if you're underexposed, that's over. It's over. The whole shoot is done. And guess what? You don't get to see if your film is exposed, overexposed, underexposed, perfect, out of focus until the next day. Like literally. So you could blow it. The level of like tolerance and mistakes when I lived in Miami was zero. And your reputation hung on it. Like if you did a photo shoot with like a big model and like you shot overexposed and there was nothing, you just didn't get any more jobs from that agency. So shooting in Miami and shooting slides only, oh my God, you don't think you learn exposure when you're only shooting slide film? And you hear me talk about exposure and look and say, that's a third, that's 2/3, that's 2/10 of a stop, that's 1/10 of a stop over, that's 2/10 under. Like I could just look and call it. It's because experience and light meter. Understanding that your light meter, even your light meter is wrong. Your camera meter is definitely wrong. It's knowing like the technological evolutions over my 33-year career, from film to like Hasselblad, from 35 to Hasselblad. And I'd shoot 35 millimeter if the people were moving, and I would shoot Hasselblad if it was really like one of my static still portraits. And my style developed depending on what kind of a thing I was shooting. Making prints, learning how to make prints, doing cross-processing, taking slide film and processing it as a negative and then printing it. If this is over your head, it means I am actually really old. From film to digital, like when digital first started, it was so Photoshoppy. Everything just looked so posty. Like that was like literally 2005, 6, 7, 8. Everything was so posty. So if your stuff right now looks really posty, really Photoshoppy, you're shooting in a style that's like 20 years ago. It's not very posty right now, the look and feel. It's very reality right now if you actually look and see what's happening. We're all gonna face moments of self-doubt. all of us. Like, I mean, self-doubt. I'm talking to literally an iPhone. I'm talking to an iPhone in a room by myself with a dog, hoping that there's people out there that my thoughts and my words are resonating with. Like, this whole thing in itself, what I'm doing right now, ranting in a room with my dog about the journey to being a professional photographer, is preposterous as it is. Technological evolution is incredible. Every shift requires adaptation, just like now in 2023, going into 2024, as a photographer, you need to shoot video. But I don't want to shoot video. Okay, you don't want to shoot video, but understand you need to, because it's going to be 50% of your business. And everybody who asks you, hey, can you shoot? Oh, can you also do video? And you say no, it means they need video. They're asking for video, and they're going to hire someone like me that does both. Those moments of self-doubt, it falls into dealing with client expectations. Every client brings you their expectations, their fears, their stories. It's essential for you to understand them and navigate them, be able to predict them. I predict that video will literally kill the radio star. That's my prediction. I heard it back in the 80s. Video killed the radio star. And guess what happened? Video did, in fact, kill the radio star. Right now, video will kill the photography star. If you're only thinking pictures, unless you're super established, even if you're not thinking of making client videos, be on video. Be on video talking to your clients, talking to your potential clients about how you can help them with photography. Even if you're not making videos, to like show your video making skills, you can talk to a camera and help potential clients who are wanting to help you or hire you for photography learn more about you. People want to hire people that they know and like. They'll know and like you if they can look you up on YouTube or watch a video on your website where you explain a little bit about you, where you come from, your background, why you love photography, and most importantly, how you can help them. That's what people want to hear. You actually tell them. They don't want to read about it. They want you to tell them. So video is a weapon, and it's a technological evolution that's literally virtually free. We all have a 4K weapon in our pocket. Self-doubt is natural. There's times when I thought about my choices, about like, shit, should I have really actually been a photographer? Should I? This is fucking crazy. Like, literally. Like, the times when it's hard, Jesus. But I'm telling you, the like reward when it goes amazing, when you meet and exceed a client expectation, when you blow somebody away, when you blow somebody out of the water and they're just like, yo, you're really fucking good with the camera, yo. And I'm like, yeah, camera, honestly, it's just a tool. Give me your camera. We can shoot pictures too. Like, it's like, this is just a paintbrush. You know, it's me that you're paying for. The more that you like, sort of, you're the product. You're the product. It's not this thing. I see so many photographers talk so much about this thing. This. It's like Picasso talking about his paintbrush. Oh my God, this paintbrush. Oh my God, this canvas. It's the best canvas in the world. It's like, yo, it's just a canvas. The camera, it's just a paintbrush. Honestly, this makes exactly 0 photos without me. It will do this until I move it, until I look through it, until I point it at something with intent and purpose. It's just this, a paperweight, a very expensive $10,000 paperweight. Self-doubt's natural. There's times that I've questioned my choices to dive into the world's most expensive hobby, but I was put on this earth to do this. You can't tell me anything different. I was born to be a photographer. Honestly, there's no question. So it's not even a thing. You have to have like that same kind of knowing if you're trying to make a living with photography. The same kind of, some people hope, oh, I hope I make a living. Some people believe, I believe I can do this. Some people know I can do this. But the people who know, they also know. It's like climbing Mount Everest. The people who really know is Scott Cicchino from Tin House. You hear him talk. You know. It's like, right? Out of the 100% of the people who want to be a photographer, about 16% make it. 16%. So any of you, anybody who has doubt, amazing. You're just one of those percentage that doesn't make it. You know what I mean? So, you know, it's mindset is so much of it. My mindset had never, ever been failure. Ever, ever. So how do you achieve pro status? You got to build trust. That's literally all we're doing is building trust. Trust is our currency in this industry. Trust me. If you hire me, you are for sure going to get the best photography you've ever seen. And it's going to be of you. You're going to be the product. You're going to be in the pictures, and it's going to be the best experience, the best photography you've ever experienced. Promise. It's a guarantee. Trust is your currency in the industry. You have to trust yourself that you can be that good. Your website is examples of that brand message. Your website is examples of, here is that trust. Look at all the other people who trust me. Look at all the other people who trust me with their image. Your website establishes trust. Trust is your currency, and your consistency and your quality can't be and then like what you share on social media can't be You know what the problem is that photographers attach themselves to ego and they like their photos instead of think about their photos as weapons. You know, you can't have an AK-47 and a cap gun and not know the difference. That's an AK-47 photo. That's a cap gun. And you think they're both laser beams? You got a lot to learn. You need to learn about how your own photographs go like this, and how to never show the ones that are down here and only show the ones that are up here. So you show this one, don't show that one, show this one, don't show that one, show this one, and then your viewers see a consistent stream of trust building photos. And trust is your currency in the industry. How else do you achieve pro status? NeverEnding education. Even right this second, I'm learning. The industry never stops evolving, and neither can we. Like, I went from a film photographer to a digital photographer. Oh my God, when digital photography came, I was like, oh, my career is over. Digital photography was the end of photographers' careers. Here we all are, still working. It's just an evolution of how we make photos. It's an evolution of how we share photos and look at photos. It's gone from it being a print on the wall to it being on your computer screen, but also still prints on the wall. We thought that those prints on the wall were over. It was never going to happen again. It was only going to be digital. But we see over time, the work actually continues to be shown in museums, in galleries, on walls, and on the computer. Oh, Annie, thank you so much, Annie. I appreciate you. So How do I get over the fear of calling yourself a pro from a beginner? That's a very good question. First of all, you become a pro the first time you get paid for your service of being a photographer. And when you call yourself a pro, you're staking a claim. You're saying, this is my living, this is my job. And at the same point, in staking a claim, I would think that you would also up your level of seriousness. Because as I mentioned, 60% of photographers who want to be professionals throw in the towel in the first year. Of the remaining 40% who hooked in, stayed, 25% of those throw in the towel in their second year because they can't figure out a way to actually make a profit. It's never ending education, never ending. I believe too many new photographers think that they know it all. So they see old fucks like me on YouTube with gray hair and they're like, what do I want to watch this guy for? So they just bypass me. My thumbnail doesn't resonate with them and they just go on to other information, but because they know it all. And because of that attitude, they're for sure going to fail. They just don't know when that's going to happen, but it's for sure going to happen. Because a know-it-all knows nothing. And a know-nothing can't even know what they don't know. And eventually, they're going to fail miserably. So, Malcolm says it took him years to tell people that he was a tech blogger, writer. But eventually, yes, you will get comfortable with it eventually. I agree, Malcolm. So, wrapping up this little rant today, perseverance, perseverance. Challenges are part and parcel of the journey. You got to embrace them, learn from them, and move forward. We're going to be challenged. Money is going to be likely the biggest challenge that you face with your photography journey. Money. You got any money, Tempo? You got cash? Money? Money? You got money? No money. He's a broke dog. Money is going to be... You're very welcome, Devin. Money is going to be a huge part of the journey and a huge part of your stress, a huge part of your anxiety, a huge part of your wanting to throw it up. Give up, give in the towel, give up the towel. I'm drunk at this point. I don't even know what I'm saying. We're also looking for emotional connections with our clients. I said earlier, like, our clients want to hire somebody that they know. Clients want to feel like they know you, not just like you're a service provider, but potential clients want to trust you and they want to invest in people that they like, know, and trust. And you can use video to help you build that trust for them to get to know and like you. And our website and how we showcase our photography and what photography we showcase is all part of our emotional connection that we might not necessarily see, but will definitely feel. You can forge genuine connections where you're not going to just like get a client, you're going to get an evangelist, like an evangelist. Literally go on Queen Street, throw a rock and say, like, name a photographer. Someone's going to be like, oh, Steve Cardi. Like, it's just emotional connections. And when you be of service to people and over deliver and do that over and over and over and over again, you build evangelists. People who, if you just say, hey, do you know a photographer? They'll, yeah, it's Steve Cardi. Even if it's not my niche, my genre or whatever, someone wants food shot. They're like, yeah, call Steve Cardi. He's a photographer. He's a great photographer. Like, so just that association of people knowing me and that I'm a photographer, and how my past subjects have become my evangelists. Even people who can't afford to work with me have become my evangelists. Like, they can't afford to shoot with me, but if someone asks, who should I shoot with? They'll say, call Steve Cardi, So emotional connections. Emotional connections create evangelists. Your clients need to feel heard, seen, and felt. You can forge genuine connections. You're not going to just gain a client, but an advocate or an evangelist, someone who is literally going out of their way to help you, to hire you. And lastly, you got to stay passionate. You got to stay passionate. You got to remember the reason that you actually started photography. You have to hold on to that passion. For me, it was the first time that I saw the image come up in the developer, like the picture go from like a white paper to like my photo appearing, like that hooked me. That passion, like it was fucking magic. Like photography is fucking magic. You have to hold on to that same passion that you had when you started. If you don't have that passion for photography today, like what are you doing? Like honestly, what are you doing? So, the journey from a professional, from a beginner, the journey from a beginner to a pro is uniquely personal and universally challenging. Like it's individual. Your journey is different than mine, which is different than hers and his, but it's all going to be challenging. It doesn't matter who you are. No one gets a free ride when it comes to being a professional photographer. I hope today my experiences that I shed a little bit of light on the path for you emerging photographers out there. Know that you have to adapt to change, and know that evolution is as real as your next breath. Know that photography is evolving. Post-production is evolving. The look and feel of the industry is evolving. How clients talk to each other, the social platforms that potential clients are on. If you're not on Behance, the art director that you want to work for, they are. Other photographers that are working for those art directors, they're also on Behance, so make sure you are as well. You got to adjust to the shifts in the industry to avoid feeling lost and underutilized as a photographer. How many photographers out there that are watching this feel underutilized? Feel like your skills are way better than how often you're being used, being hired? So I don't want you to forget that, number one, you don't need a formal education to make a success at photography. You don't need a formal education to make a successful photography career. You don't need all the latest tech to start a photography career. I started my photography career with literally a camera and 2 lenses. I didn't even have a light. You don't need a formal education, a degree, or expensive gear to succeed. Your learning can be achieved through self-learning, online sources, workshops, courses, the podcast that you're watching right now. Starting with basic gear is acceptable. Upgrading happens over time. But your professional portfolio, Instagram is not enough. Instagram is not your professional portfolio. If you want to be taken serious, you have to have more than just an @ sign after your name for your work. Building a professional portfolio on a platform like Adobe Portfolio or Squarespace is essential to showcasing your work and approaching new clients and having those new clients take you serious. Don't be the Instagram photographer. Instagram is not your portfolio. It needs to show your portfolio, but that cannot be the be-all, end-all of how you show your work. It's a horrible way to look at your photographs. It's actually the worst. Show your portfolio in a way that you can have massive full screen images under your own domain that you can control. You can't be shadow banned. It's indexed by Google, and people can search your niche and find you. There's nothing more important than your professional portfolio. And then bonus marks, physical portfolio. Make a real book. Make a book of your photographs and do 1 or 2 a year. Lastly, the last thing that I'm going to say today is probably the most important. So bonus for you for making it to the end. Thank you, you two, for making it. Very proud of you. You guys do really great every episode. I really appreciate you guys for being a part of this crew. All right. To gain clients, you have to actively reach out to them. You got to actively reach out to brands. You have to actively reach out to potential clients that you do research on through LinkedIn, through apollo.io. Merely posting on social media or putting stuff on your website and then waiting for the world to open up to you and clients to just fall into your lap, I'm good. My pictures are on Instagram. I have a website. Where's my clients? This photography thing sucks. I'm quitting. Like, you got to actively client outreach. To gain clients, you got to actively reach out to clients through emails. Merely posting on social media and waiting to be discovered is ineffective. In fact, when I break it down to you like that, it's actually offensive thinking about it that way. Like, how big is your ego that you just think you're going to just put something out there and the world is going to explode and like beat a path to your door just because you have an Instagram account or a website? You got to tell people about it. You got to find the people who are within your niche, have the power to hire you, which is why you're in that niche to begin with. You need to do that research and then send that perfectly crafted email. By the way, I made a whole video that nobody watches. It's got a hand up like this with a stop sign. It's about effective cold calls. It's how you do the outreach. It's what exactly to say in the email. And it has a 99% success rate, but yet nobody's watched that video. Anyways, it's out there. Maybe I'll make another one. Maybe it's the video. To gain clients, you got to actively outreach to them. It's called actively selling. Passively selling, you're already doing because your Instagram and your website are out there and you're on Google and you have Google My Business and working testimonials and people have actually recommended you and rated your website. Like, you have that going. That's already your passive outreach. And then now you have to do active outreach, which is now finding people who could use you. You do both of those together. That's how you become a professional working photographer. Guys, did you find that helpful? Today's episode was all about how to get to that level from 0 to 10K a month, 20K a month. Like, literally, I've done this year.
Yes, sir, yes.
I've had a $50,000 week, not just a month. Like, I've had a $50,000 week this year. So, active outreach, creating evangelists. Like, there's so many different things, but you thinking that you're going to watch one video and it's going to click, now I know how to do it. You need to watch hundreds of videos. You need to do years of research. And while you're doing the years of research, be working and shooting the whole time in order to get yourself from beginner to pro, from emerging to pro, from hobbyist to pro, from side hustle to working full-time photographer. It will take all of your energy. And the only way that you can guarantee it's not going to happen is by quitting, is by stopping photography. For me, I act as your accountability partner, but many times people stop watching me because what I've noticed, because I talk to my chat, because I know your photography, because I know when the last time you submitted, and then if you stop submitting, like, I'm like, hey, what happened to your, like, I can see if your passion drops for photography. So many people who have been a part of this education program have fallen off because of the accountability. Like, this is school. This is like photography school. Do you know how many people drop out of photography school? And the reason is the accountability. It's like, become a member, and then now you're submitting photos to Discord, and now I'm reviewing your photos and giving you critiques on things to do next time. And then you have to now go out and take that like critique and put it into effect, and then show me the improvement and show yourself the improvement. And then you'll hear my like, that's an ongoing thing that photographers have gone from watching my show, like Vicky, to the point where she's now like, she can hardly watch my show because she's so busy with making money. Like, that's a great time. Like, if you can't watch my show because you're now too busy with making money from all the information that you've learned here, that's aces. Vicky's still here. She's still here. She still does the Instagram. She still does all of the other things that keep her business going, keep her husband happy. But she's also taken on the Instagram account. She's a mod here. She's a mod on my Discord. But she knows how much this system helps her and keeps her accountable. And even if now she's rocking and making money with her camera and doing well, she's not like, okay, I'm done now, because there's constant room for improvement. There's constant room for learning, and it never stops. Guys, I hope my smiling face and my passionate delivery has brought you some joy and some knowledge and some inspiration today. Subscribing is free. Please consider subscribing to get notified the next time I actually upload content. Joining the Discord is also free. But the way that this whole system works together is you subscribe on YouTube, you get notified. Oh my God. Then you see that I start doing these photo reviews and you're like, oh my God, I want my photo reviewed. So you realize you have to become a member to do that. So you join my Discord, you connect Discord and your YouTube channel, which will show you as a member. On my Discord, it'll reveal secret folders where you can now submit photos, and now you're part of the system of me reviewing your photos like the 75 other people that I do it for. Then you'll want more. You'll start binging my videos, which was amazing. You'll start binging my playlist, but you'll still want more. Then you'll join my mailing list, because my mailing list shows you photography that you won't see anywhere else and is tips and inspiration about getting to the next level with your photography that I send to your inbox every Saturday. Not every day, every Saturday. Once a week, 4 times a week. And I've been 4 times a month. And I've been doing that every week for 9 months. The birth of a child. It is the birth of a life behind the camera. That is the blog. I am almost at 500 members. I have many paid members. Secret time, if you become a paid member soon, smart, because there might be something increasing and there might be a paywall turning on because of the success of this blog. My blog is becoming so successful that I actually might have to turn on a paywall and like make it so you only can see my latest post, but my archives are behind a paywall. I might actually have to do that because it's kind of blowing up. Guys, I love you. Leave questions in the comments. Go to the Discord right now, because that's what everybody does. If this has brought you value and you got to the end of this episode, I want you to leave one word, and that is tempo. Like the beat. Tempo. Leave tempo in the comments to say that you made it to the end. Please consider becoming a member. Please join my Discord. Please say goodbye to that sleeping dog. And hit tempo in the comments to tell me that you made it to the end. Guys, I hope this brought you value. I really appreciate you being here, being a part of this amazing Cardi crew. I love you all. I'll see you soon. You guys got to do it do it in the comments. Leave tempo in the comments. Just to tell people, you know, comments propel this stream forward. Likes, like Likes propel this stream forward. You guys got to hit the like button, and you actually have to go right now if you're trying to leave a comment and say tempo in comments because you made it to the end. Also, if you've become a member recently, this commercial-free live stream has been brought to you by the members of this channel. If you're a member and have become a member within my last 25 members, you will see yourself across my member scroll. Also, if you're a new subscriber and you have subscribed within the last short time, you will also see your name across the credit scroll. Keep in mind, the members that you see below, the names that you see, those people are responsible for bringing you commercial-free content. If you also would like to be a sponsor of my episodes, if you'd also like to have your photography reviewed, please consider becoming a member by hitting the join button right here on YouTube. Cardi loves you. Make sure you call your mom. It's Sunday. Love you all. Thanks for watching.